number 22, Tani Mumu. Pitching for New Zealand, number 25, Liam Potts.
Well, good afternoon, fastball fans. Thanks for your patience. It's finally here, the championship game at the Peter Hallman Memorial. Blair Setford, Joe Todd, Softball Premier TV, Hill United Chiefs out on the field. They will contest with the New Zealand Black Sox, a rematch from last night. Marco Diaz right away into Tikarika, Cooper Nicola, Joe Todd leading off for the Black Sox. Riley Makia, the designated player, Ben Anoka for the Black Sox will be the top three. And defensively for the Chiefs, Quentin Bruce, Bradley Ezekiel, Alan Pecker. Tony Gonzalez can't get the call over at first. Real good wheels from Tikarika, Cooper Nicola. There's the Chiefs' defense. Bruce, Ezekiel, Pecker. And then Shales, Boland, Gonzalez, and Lopez around the horn in the infield. Diaz and Luciano Biondi back behind the plate for the championship game. But good wheels by Tikarika Cooper Nicola beating out an infield single.
Tony Gonzalez did everything he could. He charged that ball, picked it up cleanly, and fired the ball over to Lopez, but the wheels of Nicola beat him out.
Riley Makia, who did some pitching in the semifinal. If you were following that one on Game Changer or iScore, it was a marathon. On the move right away. The throw sails out to center field. Cooper Nicola will speed up to third. And the Black Sox bring the momentum that they had, Joe Todd, in winning a 3-hour marathon in the semifinal, 9-8 over the Bear Creek Express. And they keep that train rolling right here in the top of the first inning.
Hill United falling right into a couple of tough positions right now with that runner at third base.
Upstairs from Marco Diaz. And Joe, it's a little bit different. When these two teams met up last night, it was under the lights. It was 16 strikeouts for Marco Diaz. A little bit different today in the harsh, very warm sunlight here in Kitchener.
27 degrees, feels like 31. Very low wind, 7 kilometers out of the west.
I can tell you categorically it feels like more than 31 out there. Spent a lot of time in between the diamonds. There's a little bit of a breeze right to left, so it's blowing out to left.
It just picked up.
But it is very warm out there at the diamond. Misses upstairs. Chiefs defense is in. Shane Boland at short. Tony Gonzalez at second. They're both in. Makia had a home run in that semifinal, Joe, but I lost track of who was scoring how many runs over there. There was just too many to keep track of. But this one is belted deep left field and gone. A 2-run home run, a line drive shot off the bat of Riley Makia. He continues his hot hitting for the New Zealand Black Sox, and they jump out in front, Joe, 2-0. They get to Diaz, but they couldn't do last night.
Diaz just got too much of that plate. The strong upper body of Riley Makia driving in Nicola and Makia for now the first 2 runs of the game.
Center fielder number 89, Ben.
A little bit different change in batting order there for New Zealand. Ben Anoka usually was in that one hole pretty well all week.
Yeah, they dropped Ben Anoka down to the 3 spot as they shake things up a bit. It is a different looking lineup than what the Black Sox put on the field last night. Cole Evans will be in the cleanup spot for the Black Sox. He didn't start the game last night, but came on. And to Hopper out to Gonzalez, and he'll flip to first for the first out of the inning. Evans nearly won that for the Black Sox, Joe, in the top of the 7th last night. Bases loaded, hard line shot, but right at Tony Gonzalez.
He did have a home run in the earlier game against Bear Creek.
The captain of this team. Joe, you and I both remember as a 16-year-old, Cole Evans making his first World Cup appearance back in 2015 in Saskatoon. This will be his 5th World Cup, and he's only 26 years old. He could play in 7 or 8 of these.
Great ball player. Born to be on the diamond.
We're going to run into some time constraints, Joe, with flights and whatnot, too. There's a couple of members of the Hill United Chiefs who have got later evening flights, but they've got to get back to the Toronto airport in traffic, as we know Toronto's an hour away from Toronto. And they may have to get off the diamond here around 6 p.m., 6:15 at the latest. So we'll keep an eye on that as that one transpires. Evans fouls this one way back in the air. Good morning to everybody in Auckland, New Zealand, and elsewhere in New Zealand. Joining us for this rematch, the Chiefs and the Black Sox. Cole Evans scorches that one, but it's fouled on the left side. That's Quentin Bruce out in left to pick that up. Two balls, two strikes. And that one is just foul again down the left side. And Nick Shales might want to move over to the line a little bit, Joe. Cole Evans seems to want to test that theory that percentage-wise, not very many go down the line. If you're just getting in with us here on Softball Premier TV with the Hill United Chiefs, Blair Setford, Joe Todd, Tikarika Cooper Nicola beat out an infield single. Stole second. Didn't matter as Riley Makia, a big 2-run home run, a line drive shot out to straight left field. That accounts for the 2 Black Sox runs here in the top of the first inning. This is the championship game of the Peter Hallman Memorial Tournament. It is a beautiful, beautiful day here in Kitchener, Ontario. Would you say, Joe, 27 degrees? Feels like about 31.
Yeah. Those flags just picked up. They were not even moving a half an hour ago.
Well, they knew it was Championship Sunday here at the Peter Hallman Memorial, and the fans would like to see some home runs. Upstairs, and a walk to Cole Evans after prolonged at-bat. So 1-out walk. That'll bring up Jerome Remicky. Dropped down to the 5-hole here by Thomas Makia, the head coach for the New Zealand Black Sox.
First baseman number 6, Jerome Remaki.
Biondi can't find the handle. Evans bluffed coming off the base, Joe, and I wonder if that maybe distracted Biondi.
Yeah.
Well, I think that maybe distracted him because he came up ready to throw, but then it popped out of the glove. And Evans up to second base now uncontested after it squirted away from Biondi.
Just can't cheat back there. You got to the first part of that whole procedure is catch the ball.
Well, a runner in scoring position for New Zealand. Outside the top of the zone.
Just the 1 out.
Diaz, a long look in before he moves, and in for a strike. If you weren't with us last night, this was a classic ball game, Joe, last night. 2-1 win for the Hill United Chiefs, but we had all kinds of action, pitching changes on the New Zealand side. Marco Diaz rang up 16 strikeouts, but there was only one clean inning. Tapper out to Tony Gonzalez again for the second. Boy, Tony's already had a game's worth of action out there here in the top of the first. There was only one clean half inning that entire game. There were base runners all game long on both sides. Despite the 16 strikeouts, New Zealand had how many hits? 8, 9 hits for New Zealand in the game?
Yes.
One of those two?
9.
9, thank you. In for a strike to Oepa Monk. Biondi's got to be sure-handed. Can't afford anything to get through here because Cole Evans runs very well and great instincts, too. He will score on a pass ball wild pitch.
It's a real tight fence behind the screen.
But it's lively. It doesn't just hit there and stick. It bounces.
So
Upstairs from Diaz.
.25 pitches already for Diaz. First inning.
Little bleeder on the ground. Shales over to first for the final out of the inning. Riley Macchia, the big stick. A 2-run home run for the Black Sox. They'll take a 2-0 lead. We'll go to the home half of the first championship game at the Hallman Memorial. Back here for the bottom of the first inning. For the Hill United Chiefs, there's the batting lineup. Shane Boland, Brad Ezekiel, Nick Shales, the top three. Matroni, Bruce, Gonzalez, then Pecker and Lopez switch spots for the championship game, and Biondi bring up the 9 spot for the Chiefs. Defensively, for the Black Sox, it's a little different, Joe, than yesterday. Oepa Monk's in left, Ben Anoka's in center. Tikarika Cooper Nicola is out in right field. And then around the horn, Reese Evans, Cole Evans at short. At second base, it's Tony Mumu. And then at first, it's Jerome Remeke. So he moves across the diamond. And Reese Evans had a big home run, I'm told, in that that semifinal as well for the Black Sox. So he stays in the lineup. No Thomas Anoka. That'll be a stick to watch coming off the bench. Liam Potts, the starter, Joe, went 2 innings last night against the Chiefs.
Yes, gave up the 5 runs on 3 hits.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, sorry. You are correct.
We'll get to that one. Shane Boland to lead things off for the Chiefs as first pitch and fouls that right over in the direction of our camera operator, Carol Dureste. That's about as close as Carol's come here this weekend, Joe. I try not to think about how close she is to the action up there. Shane 6 for 15 with a home run and 3 RBIs over the course of the weekend for the Chiefs.
Potts was 1 run on 3 hits with 1 strikeout and 2 walks.
He worked a couple of innings over in the semifinal. Boy, it was a rotating cast over there, a revolving door on the Black Sox pitching circle. Bolin drills this one to left field, but fading back to make the grab out there in left. Oepa Monk tracks it down.
Good concentration by Monk to follow and trace that ball all the way right into his glove.
Number 11, Brad Ezekiel.
I was told, Joe, that they wanted Ben Watts to start the semifinal, but he couldn't get loose. Pitterona started, gave way to Riley Macchia. Rona was back in, and then I saw Potts somewhere in that mix as well. So
it was a Haberdash roster there.
Bradley Ezekiel, 6 for 16, 3 home runs, 5 RBIs in the tournament. Waves at a changeup from Liam Potts. This one didn't quite make the plate. Tawera Bishop behind the plate for the Black Sox. Had a very brief conversation with Tawera before they got going in the semifinal. Seemed like 3 days ago, but it was only a few hours back at least. Holds that one for good measure, but they don't get the call.
Umpires for today's game behind the plate, Mike DeBrew from Brampton. First base, David Jackson from Ajax. And at third base, Kevin DiDomenico from Hamilton.
That's fouled off at the plate. Look for Tawera Bishop to possibly be appearing on Outside the Chute at a to-be-determined date. Speaking with Randy Frame in between games, and thought maybe it'd be great to get Tawera onto the podcast after hearing a little bit of the story. Of course, signing with the Boston Red Sox as a teenager, spent a few years in the minor leagues, come back to softball, I want to say circa 2015, and been in and out of the Black Sox lineup. Hard shot down to third, juggled and picked up and thrown over by Reese Evans.
Good recovery by Reese Evans, not to panic. Pick the ball up and cleanly throw it over first base.
Well, that's the advantage you've got at third, and especially as deep as Reese was playing. You've just got to knock it down at third, and then you've got time to pick it up and throw it over. At shortstop, a little bit less time. Nick Shales, a long solo bomb in the semifinal, and this one is flared out to center. Easy grab for Benanoka. The Chiefs go 1-2-3 in the home half of the first. A good first inning for Liam Potts and the Black Sox. They'll take a 2-0 lead through one complete. Just getting underway in the championship game.
The bottom of the first for the Chiefs. No runs, no hits, no players left on base. After one complete score, Black Sox 2. Chiefs no score.
Substitution for Hill. In the number 3 spot, 27 is coming out.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't...
Now batting the
Tuera Bishop,
42.
the aforementioned Tuera Bishop, and possible future guest on Outside the Chute. He'll lead things off for the Black Sox. Upstairs from Marco Diaz.
Wasn't pretty.
Hill United need a good quick inning. And a real long one there the first time, 25 pitches.
Yeah, Diaz could use with 3 quick ground balls and get back to the dugout. Just missing upstairs a little bit, Joe, and just not quite as crisp as last night.
No, he's
Not finding the
hasn't
zone
been
right
sharp.
now.
He hasn't. He's been waving off the plate right now.
Pours one in here, but falling behind Bishop. This one is going to go way foul on the left side, out in front of it. And somebody had to scramble there under the tree, Joe, to get out of the way of that one. I'm sure they didn't think they were going to have to be dodging foul balls way over there, but that's what happened. True story.
Everybody's trying to find shade.
Good pitch from Diaz. There's the good hard drop that we saw last night from Marco Diaz. Bishop over the top.
First strikeout of the game for Diaz. For Diaz, 15 innings of work so far in the tournament. Involved in 4 games. This is his second start. He's had 5 walks, given up 11 hits, and 31 strikeouts.
It's a pretty good weekend's worth of work right there
Yes.
for Marco Diaz. 7 innings or less or more to come. There you see the season stats. 84 strikeouts in just 46 innings pitched. He'll be the ace for Team USA at the World Cup starting in 10 days in Prince Albert in Saskatchewan. There's a good rise ball to Reese Evans.
Reese was way late on that pitch.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Evans. And can't catch up with the drop either. Diaz looks a little better this inning, Joe.
A lot sharper.
2 straight strikeouts, and down on the 9 batter, Tawny Mumu.
Second baseman number 22, Tawny Mumu.
Little one hopper out to Gonzalez. He'll make the easy toss to Lopez, and a much better inning for Marco Diaz and the Hill United Chiefs here in the top of the second. They set down the Black Sox in order. We'll go to the home half. New Zealand out in front still, 2-0.
In the top of the second inning for the Black Sox.
4-5-6 for the Hill United Chiefs here in the bottom of the second inning. Bruno Matroni, Quentin Bruce, Tony Gonzalez. Matroni, Joe, DP, second straight game. Not catching today, getting a body maintenance day, I guess you might say. Well, and honestly, I mean, it's very warm. Bruno, the veteran, caught last week in the heat, and I'm sure that took a lot out of him. Caught a couple of games yesterday. But as you talked about earlier, they need to mentor Luciano
Gotta
Biondi.
bring him along.
Bring him along.
He's got to be in pressure situations like this.
What's he going to do in a championship game? You got to find out. How's he going to call the pitches? How's he going to work with Diaz? I was talking to Justin Schofield in between games, and he really likes throwing to Luciano Biondi. He said he got really quick hands behind the plate. He's not turning the glove trying to catch. He just moves the glove to the pitch.
I'm sure Matroni's working with him in between the innings on potentially some changes that he would have discussed or played out.
Little change of pace there from Potts. Bruno Matroni way out in front. Good pitch there from Liam Potts.
We'll see what he comes back with. Sequencing of pitches is so important.
And he gets Bruno Matroni to strike out.
First strikeout for Potts.
Left fielder numbers 52, Quentin.
Just like you said last night, Blair, Potts is a good quick worker too. Gets the ball, wants to throw it right away.
He's ready to go right away and has our eternal gratitude for it.
And his infielders love it.
Right here. Come on. Come on. Right here. Come on, Bruce.
That one just off the outside corner to Quentin Bruce. Quentin ended it early, Joe, a 3-run home run to get to that magic 10-run plus run rule differential in the fourth inning against Australia in the Hill United Chiefs semifinal. Australia just looked exhausted.
Yeah.
I was talking to Matt Harrow and Matthew Wickham and Ryan King and a couple of other guys, James Toddhunter, and they're staying still in Milverton, which is a 45, 50-minute drive through some dark country roads away here from Kitchener. They got back to their residences around 3:15, 3:30 last night, and then back here to play at noon. So talk about 8 hours in between. It really wasn't.
No.
45-minute drive each way, and I can tell you, at night when you're tired, exhausted like that, that just adds to the fatigue factor. Bruce aboard with a walk. Tony Gonzalez, very dangerous. And a great changeup. Liam Potts and Tawera Bishop working very well together right now.
He's thrown that changeup quite a bit tonight. That's the third time we've seen that. We're just in the fifth batter. Sixth batter now, sorry.
And we saw the evidence of Tawera Bishop and how well he throws, Joe, last night. Quentin Bruce does not want to wander too far off the bag at first.
No, not at all.
Oh, a little bleeder here off the bat of Gonzalez. Reese Evans bluffs once and twice in hanging onto the bag is Quentin Bruce at second. Some luck there on the part of Tony Gonzalez, because that was a mighty swing and that ball traveled about 12 feet.
I would just wonder if they're going to leave it alone and hope that it went foul, because I don't think Quentin Bruce would have attempted to go third, would he?
Well, depends who was covering and who wasn't.
Right.
But it showed no sign of turning, and the infield's pretty level here. So not a lot that they could do with it, quite honestly. Sometimes you get the breaks, and sometimes you don't. Alan Pecker with a pair of runners aboard. That one misses upstairs to Pecker. Just 2 for 10 in the tournament, Joe, but he's got a couple of stolen bases. He's been a menace when he's on base. This one is short left field. That's going to be difficult for anybody. Cole Evans can't get to it, and we get the bases loaded, Joe. A walk and 2 seeing eye singles. Sometimes you don't have to hit the ball out of the park to score runs. The bases are loaded for the Black Sox.
Good job by Hill United to get some base runners now.
Yeah, sorry, I meant to say the bases are loaded, and the Black Sox are going to have to contend with that here. Just 1 down here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Edgar Lopez to the plate. Just 3 hits in the tournament, Joe, but 2 of them are home runs. He's got 3 RBIs. He has been in some big situations for the Chiefs here already this weekend. And
nowhere to put him now, though. Another changeup. Throw that changeup to that first pitch 3 times now.
Well, you don't want to fall into patterns because this Chief team will pick up on that pretty quick.
Nice drop ball there.
Yeah, good drop on the outside corner. Lopez with that long swing. Nothing to do with that. Can't get him to chase off the outside corner.
I'm sure Potts and Bishop are just concentrating on keeping that ball low. If Lopez does get a hold of it, it's just staying in the infield and bring it home for the force play at the plate.
Well, this one is lifted out to center. Bruce is tagging. It's in the left. Here's the throw. They won't get Bruce, and narrows the gap to 1, cut off by Reese Evans. Owepa Monk, Joe, really wasn't going to have a shot at Bruce. He runs very well. Pitterona throwing down the right side for the Black Sox. They've almost continually got somebody up and working. It is a true committee for the Black Sox on the pitching staff. And yesterday I learned that Riley Macchia also pitches.
Riley pitched in that Thursday night game, I believe, that we weren't here at.
I think everybody pitched in that one. I thought I saw Thomas Anoka's name in the circle at one point too, but could be. I know Thomas does pitch, and has pitched in the past, but in any event. Luciano Biondi.
Time for a big clutch hit to come out of Biondi out of that number 9.
Well, there you go. You called it through the 3.5 hole. A strong throw out from right field. Tir Kirakar. I am corrected on the pronunciation. Thank you, Chopper Gerbies, for your note. Hopefully I've got that right. Tir Kirakar, Cooper Nicola out in right field, and he came up guns blazing.
Now get to work, back to work, Chopper.
Is it 9 a.m. yet? It's only 8:30, Joe.
Oh, okay.
Give him a break.
I thought he was an early starter.
Give him a break.
Chopper.
Bases still loaded for the Chiefs. Or reloaded, let's call it. Shane Boland back to the dish. Lined out a laser shot out to Owepa Monk in left. 3 hits for the Chiefs so far, plus the walk has led to 1 run and counting. Boland chops that down, and that's a seeing eye single past to diving Evans at third. Here comes Pecker around. Gonzalez and Pecker both score on that 2-run seeing eye single by Shane Boland.
Good play by Hohapamunk to keep that throw at third base. Keeping Bondi back at second now.
The hit parade continues here for the Chiefs in the second inning. They've now taken the lead 3-2. 4 hits and counting on the inning, and right in the middle of it, as always, here's Brad Ezekiel. And usually in these situations, Joe, this is where Brad Ezekiel shines.
It's RBI time.
6 for 16, 3 home runs, 5 RBIs. That's a season for some people, Joe. That's Bradley's weekend. Can't get up with that one, though. Good pitch from Liam Potts. Cooper Nicola is way over towards center in right field. There's a lot of room if Bradley Ezekiel were to go the opposite way. He doesn't go that way a lot. Boy, there's a lot of room out there. Wepa Monk is pretty much straight up and left. Brad Ezekiel, counterpart, Ben Anoka, is mostly straight up in center. Yank foul down the left side. Bat waggle. Hard hit to Cole Evans, right at him. And that's as sure as anything in the game, Joe Todd. Snap throw to first. But the Chiefs, 4 hits, 3 runs, and they take a 3-2 lead through 2 complete. I don't think, Joe, that's going to be the final. Not the way these two teams are hitting the ball.
By no means.
In the bottom of the second inning for Hill United Chiefs, they score 3 runs on 4 hits. After 2 complete, the score, Hill United Chiefs 2 and Hill
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
Back to the top of the shop for the New Zealand Black Sox. Tirkirakar, Cooper Nicola. And again, I hope I'm getting that one right, Chopper. Tirkirakar singled, stole second, and scored on the home run by Riley Macchia. That was in the first. We're now over to the third, and how things have changed, Joe Todd. Hill United Chiefs, 4 hits. They score 3 in the second. And you and I are speculating offline. Do you make a pitching change already if you are New Zealand? And how much do any of these guys have left in the tank? I mean, that was a long 3-hour marathon in the semifinal. Everybody got some pitching time.
I would think you wanted Lee Potts for another one, personally.
slap attempt and fouls that back to the screen. We've seen the resurrection, Joe, of some guys who are willing to play some small ball here this week. Beyonde's dropped down a couple of nice bunts. We've got a couple of guys who can do that here on the Black Sox. Pecker will put down a bunt for a base hit. Fouled back to the screen. And this one is lifted out to center. Brad Ezekiel will go back. And boy, Joe, it's not often you have to make the center fielder go back on a slap attempt. But there's a bit of that breeze that you talked about, and it is blowing out to left field here at Peter Hallman. Been known to happen once or twice. Get it up into the jet stream. It will go. This guy didn't even need the jet stream the last time. That ball was never more than 10 feet off the ground. Lots of pop in the bat of Riley Macchia. His dad could hit the ball just a little bit, too.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame player everywhere he was, Thomas Macchia.
Great guy.
He's now down in the third base coach's box. We chatted briefly with him last night on the way out. All of us were trying to figure out the tie-breaking system and who was going to play where. Pitterona's the last man standing in the bullpen down there for the Black Sox on the right side. He's over talking to somebody on the other side of the fence. That's a 6-foot fence, by the way, that he's leaning over. Makes it look small. Diaz gets himself sorted out, back to the board. In for a strike. New Zealand will make their way to Hickson, Ontario, Joe, tomorrow night to play the Dominican Republic. We're understanding that the Batman game against Australia, as that one is lined right back up the middle, and Riley Macchia is now 2 for 2. Solid single here in the third. The Batman game against Australia up in Milverton has been canceled.
Batman running into some injury problems, player shortages.
Well, they've played a lot of ball all 3 of the last weekends, and I can see why maybe they've run into some injuries. It's a pretty ambitious schedule right from the get-go. And I'm sure, honestly, Australia will enjoy a day off, do some training, get caught up on some emails and other various sundry things that need to happen for the Steelers.
Maybe even a day of relaxation.
Well, I'm sure there'll be some training in there somewhere, but I agree. It might be a nice welcome day off because then they've got games Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The Black Sox fly out to Saskatoon. I was talking to Wayne Small. I think he said
Thursday.
Friday the 4th. Maybe they are traveling on the Friday the 4th, because what is that event? It's Saturday, Sunday?
It's Friday, Saturday.
We'll have to look it up rather than guessing about it. But in any event, yeah, he said they've got a couple of games this week, then they travel out to Saskatoon.
Just the 2 days.
In Saskatoon, Friday or Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, thank you, Claudio, for that. So they'll fly out Friday. Then Anoka right back up the middle, and back-to-back base hits has got something cooking for the Black Sox here in the third. 2 guys aboard for the always dangerous Cole Evans.
Come on, Grubby.
Joe, one thing we haven't seen a lot of the last couple of appearances from Marco Diaz, if at all, quite honestly, is the changeup.
Yes. I'm kind of surprised he does have a changeup.
Oh, he's got a phenomenal
Yep.
changeup. We just haven't seen it. It's been hard up, hard down. No real mix of speeds.
Yeah, he's got to throw that in his repertoire just to throw off the timing.
Go back to the ISC championship game last year. He threw one at Cole Evans that was ridiculous, the speed differential. He went from 85 down to 58 on the changeup. But whether it was Biondi or Bruno catching,
Yes.
they haven't called it. Now, maybe that's deliberate, and maybe he's not wanting to show it here this weekend. High hopper on the infield. Gonzalez steps on the bag, over to first for two. The Chiefs work out of that mini jam here in the third. Tony Gonzalez, sure-handed as ever. The 4-3 double play. Here's another look at it. Pretty to watch.
In the top of the third, the Black Sox. One player.
At Dreamcatcher, inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will be there for them.
Third baseman number 3, Blake Hunter.
Blake Hunter is pinch hitting Joe for Nick Shales. And I wonder, Joe, if Nick is nursing something or if this is an opportunity to get Blake Hunter into the game now, and does he have to leave for a flight home?
Yes, possibly.
For those that don't know, Hunter lives on Vancouver Island to the west of the city of Vancouver, but you can't fly there direct. He's in Nanaimo. You got to fly to Vancouver, and then honestly, Joe, it's the shortest flight I've ever been on, Vancouver to Nanaimo. It's a 15-minute flight. You barely get above 5,000 feet. You take off, you go up, and you come back down. But you got to do that
Yes.
to get back to Nanaimo.
They do have a ferry, too. I
There's a
believe.
ferry if you want to wait about 3 hours for
Yeah.
it.
Probably doesn't fly or drive too often.
Well, and it's susceptible to weather and other factors,
Yeah.
which the people I talk to who do it on the regular, they fly or they arrange a water taxi downstairs to Hunter from Liam Potts. And you called it, Joe, try to get another inning out of Liam Potts. And that's exactly what the Black Sox are trying to do here.
I think you want to try and get the most you can out of all their pitchers.
Hunter swings over that, and good drop ball. I see Ben Watts, Joe, down the right side doing some calisthenics and stretches, trying to get loose. And again, the story I heard this morning, early afternoon, was he couldn't get ready to go, couldn't get loose. Blake Hunter keeps the hands back on that one, but foul down the left side, almost all the way to the fence.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Good job, Michael. Right here. Right here. Come on. Yes, son. Come on.
Into short right. That's in no man's land. It's going to drop in. Hunter thought about going to second and then has to scamper back to first as Tani Mumu fires in a seed to his Gremlin teammate, Jerome Remeke.
That's 3 CNI singles there for the Hill United Chiefs today.
28, Bruno Matroni.
For a team that came in, Joe, with 11 home runs, as you said,
Yes.
in the semifinal, it's been the shorter game. Not the short game, but the shorter game. Matroni down on strikes, leading off the second. But then things erupted from there.
No, mate. No, mate. Come on, Mike. Come on.
It's always good signs. Always good signs when the bunch is not available.
Love it. Come on now. Good. Come back. Hold it, hold it. That a boy.
Another miss.
Never get you.
We'll take it.
Let's see. Let's see. Two balls, 1 strike. Good. Come now. Good spot, Bar. Yes, Bruno.
Fouls this one straight back out of play. There are multiple umbrellas up, Joe, in the grandstands. There's not a cloud in the sky virtually, but it is a good idea out there for some skin protection.
That sun screen is very required today. A lot of people trying to find shade wherever they can.
That's a good idea. High hopper, but that's going to be foul as Bruno Matroni dodges around Liam Potts. I don't think either of them would have wanted a collision
No,
there.
that would have hurt.
That would have been a nice little collision, this really. Reggie's Mully would have won. Win the head, let's go. Come on.
Come now.
No me, you're me.
Yeah. Come now. Come on, mate. Come on, mate. Okay.
Here's another short flare, but Evans will be able to not track that one down. And they get Blake Hunter. Now, Joe, I got blocked out. Did he drop that on
No,
purpose? Or
I don't
he
think
just
so.
bobbled it?
I don't think he.
Well, I'll get a look at
Tracked
it
it at
here
all.
on the replay.
I don't think he tracked it.
Well, he might have lost it in the sun.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put it past Cole Evans to have let that drop to get Blake Hunter the lead runner. It would not surprise me. Let's put it that way.
Hold it up, boys. Hold it.
Even if he catches it, Hunter's
Yeah.
at first. I guess it really doesn't matter one way or the other. But that's the three-dimensional chess that Cole Evans thinks
Yeah.
in. But it's a base hit for Bruno Matroni. He'll take it.
Well, isn't it a fielder's choice? Since there's an out at second?
Oh, I guess you're right, too. Yes, you are smarter than I am. Oh, what a play by Evans. He went way, way up the ladder to steal one away from Quentin Bruce, and then a seed over to first as they get Matroni off the bag. A double play, a magnificent one from Cole Evans. Unbelievable. Watch how far he goes up. And he's a tall guy. But Matroni is just like, yep, I'm out.
I give up.
Nothing I can do. Sometimes you just have to tip your hat. Well done, Cole Evans.
In the home half of the third inning, the Chiefs players hit one left on. After three complete, Northern United 3, New Zealand Black Sox
try. Cause I'm counting wins all around the clock. Never doubt me, boy, I don't. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change.
Leadoff batter for the New Zealand Black Sox in the top of the fourth. The first baseman, Jerome Remeke. Jerome grounded out to the second baseman, Tony Gonzalez, last time.
Strike on the outside corner. Joe, look where Tony's playing Remeke, too. He is only 2 steps from the grass, and he's way up the middle.
Jerome hits the ball hard right up the middle usually. Good play. Oh.
Well, Blake Hunter one-hopped Lopez with the throw. Remeke around second, chugging for third, but he is DOA at third base as Lopez went and got that. Hunter makes a nice play, but on the bare hand, but skips it past Lopez. Now stay with it. Well, there goes Remeke around. Hesitated right there, Joe, and that was the difference. He is out. DOA.
Good shifting of the umpires on that call. Home plate umpire Mike DeBrew coming out to make that call on the shifting of the play.
Owepa Monk grounded out to third back in the first, ending the first. This one's already had just about a little bit of everything, hasn't it? Some good defense, some base running, some errors, making up for the base running. Fouled out of play.
Kind of like a Heinz 57 game.
A little bit, yeah. I will say this, though. The divots in front of the board are significant. And Marco Diaz and Liam Potts are going to have to contend with that throughout the course of the game. Diaz has got 2 big holes that he's jumping into.
No ball. 2 strikes. Come on, win the battle. Come on, Doug. On the dog. On the dog.
Come on, Marco, that'll baby.
Straight back to the screen by Owepa Monk.
.63 pitches for Marco Diaz. No one out here in the top of the fourth inning.
One out, top of the fourth inning.
Sorry. Oh, yes, you're
Remeke.
right. Yeah, I'm looking. Sorry about that. Remember that play over third base now?
Yeah, that was only a moment ago or so. Yeah.
I called that play on the umpire's call.
You did. Owepa Monk down on strikes.
Long day for me, too.
Now at the plate, the catcher number 43, Tawera Bishop.
That one is fouled out of play.
Third strikeout for Diaz.
Went around, says Mike DeBrew behind home plate. So, Joe, I got a note from Mike Brancho. He says Saskatoon is Thursday to Saturday.
Oh, okay.
But I'm sure Wayne Small told me New Zealand's not traveling till Friday. So, I don't know. I don't know what to think. But I do want to say hi to Mike Brancho, who is CEO of Softball Canada and tuned in. Mike, thanks for watching. Doing some scouting on New Zealand, I'm sure. Plus watching Shane Boland and Bradley Ezekiel, some of your Canadian team players. Congratulations also to Tyler Brancho and some of the other players that would be on the Toronto Batman U23 squad. Won the Ontario Eliminations Tournament this weekend. That U23 team won the Red Division at the Mitchell Qualifier. Piplo Lopez, another line shot his way, makes it look easy. And a little bit unconventional, but a 1-2-3 inning for Diaz and the Chiefs here in the top of the fourth inning. Maybe we're settling down here a little bit, Joe.
Yes. Love to see that.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
Potts back out here for the bottom of the fourth, and Joe, he had a somewhat unconventional clean inning as well, thanks to Cole Evans and some spectacular defense by the Black Sox captain and shortstop. Where Bishop has got all the gear back on. He's back out behind the dish. Tony Gonzalez settles into that right side batter's box. Potts is going to try and fill in a little bit of that divot, Joe, where Diaz is landing. They both end up with the front foot more or less in the same place, but obviously being one's right-handed, one's left, they're getting to it vastly differently. So, Joe, we must have some conflicting information about this tournament, or maybe I heard Wayne Small wrong, but I could have sworn he said they weren't flying until Friday, but they play Thursday night in Saskatoon. So I'm sure Mike and everybody else who is sending me the schedule, and thank you for sending it, because now we can talk a little bit more informed about it intelligently. I'm sure they will be there in plenty of time.
Yeah.
That one is through the 5.5 hole. Tony Gonzalez on board again with another base hit. This guy just, all he does is hit in championship games, Joe Todd, and play some great defense to boot.
Big clutch hitter coming through on Sunday.
So, Joe, that Saskatoon series on Thursday, July 3rd, Canada, Japan, New Zealand, and the U.S. On Friday the 4th, U.S., Japan, Canada, New Zealand. Saturday the 5th, New Zealand, Japan, Canada, USA. And then they'll play a 3-4 game at 5 p.m., 7:15. And good luck with that starting on time. Will be first and second.
It ends on Saturday night then.
Ends on Saturday night. So it goes Thursday to Saturday. Alan Pecker had that little seeing eye single. Wasn't trying to hit a seeing eye single with that swing. Pitarona working now with more intent down in the bullpen. Up and away.
Potts with 58 pitches so far in the game.
Chases after that one out of the zone. That's not a good pitch for Alan Pecker, but it is for Liam Potts.
That single by Gonzalez is the 6th hit for the Hill United Chiefs so far in the game.
Number 9, Pipolo Lopez.
Come on, mate.
Lopez had a sac fly RBI in the second. Got the Chiefs on the board with that sac fly RBI. Joe, you had a shot at that one, but that's going to go back over our heads a little bit. Ostrander Norseman, Joe Todd are 6-0 winners over the Kegel Black Knights in the Walcott Larry Coburg Memorial Tournament. That was the final in that one. Lopez, deep center right field. Try to track it, but Benanoka runs out of room, and Lopez has done it again. Another 2-run home run for the big man from Mexico.
Big torque coming out of that lower body of Lopez there. Just crunched that ball over that fence.
Boy, that long swing from Edgar Lopez, and there's the home run hat for Lopez. His 3rd home run of the weekend, Joe. When he gets it, he gets all of it.
Yeah.
You see Anoka here to the fence, runs out of room. Make it 5-2 now for Hill United.
I think I would have been feeding Lopez nothing but drop balls and changeups. A little more action in the New Zealand bullpen now.
Yeah, Riley Macchia has joined Pitarona. Well, there's the second generation story right there, isn't it? That one is flared down the line. Biondi trying to hit it down the third base side, but it just goes foul. Boy, the raw talent with this guy. Trying to steer the ball down the third base side. Chase is upstairs.
Good rise ball by Potts.
Going to try to flare this one out, but Mumu will go get that on the right side. Just tried to punch that one, Joe, over the infield, but didn't get it far enough.
No.
Shortstop number 91, Shane Boland.
2 runs scored, 2 out now here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
We'll go back to the top of the shop. Shane Boland. He chases this one up in the eyes, out to left. Oh, up a monk. We'll wait for that one to come down. Edgar Lopez does it again. Another 2-run home run for the first baseman for the Chiefs. They'll take a 5-2 lead now into the top of the 5th.
try. Cause I'm trying to wins all around the clock. Never doubt me, boy, don't stop. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change.
Reese Evans, Tawny Mumu, and then back to the top of the shop for Tirki Rikar, Cooper Nicola. Reese Evans swings over the top of the real good drop ball opener from Marco Diaz.
Usually the Black Sox have to get some offense going. Didn't get any hits last inning. Scored those 2 runs early in the first inning. And other than 2 hits back in the third, it was pretty silent. It's a pretty good defense, though.
Yeah, Tony Gonzalez helped out with that double play to end the third inning. It's been the odd innings, Joe, the first, the third, and now the fifth, and we'll see if New Zealand can continue the trend where they're able to put a couple of hits together. Little slow roller out to Gonzalez. He'll throw out his second base counterpart. No, Reese Evans, sorry, is playing third base.
Yeah.
My bad.
Second baseman number 22, Tawny Mumu.
Now it's his second base counterpart, Tawny Mumu. Puts the bunt down. Diaz gathers it up. Strong sidearm throw to first. Punched out by Dave Jackson at first base.
Good move by Diaz to get off that mound, charge the ball, pick it up. Threw the ball overhand over to first base.
Right fielder number 5.
And a good stretch by Lopez, too. Defense, Joe, often underrated when you hit the ball as well as the Chiefs do, the Gremlins, the Express, the Drillers. And you can score runs in bunches, but you've got to be able to defend, too. And there are some elite defenders on these teams. Cole Evans with the Gremlins here today, of course, with the Black Sox. Shane Boland, Nick Shales is so strong at third base. Tony Gonzalez. Technical excellence out at second base. And defensively, too, with the guys who can throw the ball so well. Pecker, Bradley Ezekiel throw the ball so well out in the outfield. Others here in this tournament and elsewhere. It really does amaze me sometimes, the physical capabilities of the guys that we've got in the game. Tremendous athletes.
You very much have to know what outfielders are playing, you're playing against, and their arm strengths, their capabilities.
Tirka Rikar, Cooper Nicola trying to slap at it, but down on strikes. Another 1-2-3 inning for Marco Diaz. And he looks to have things pretty under control here right now, but he'll face Riley Macchia in the 6th. But the Hill United Chiefs, a 5-2 lead, will go to the home half of the 5th with the Chiefs out in front.
No hits, no clear. Left on base.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
You get a look at Pitarona, the big tall right-hander for New Zealand, who has come on in relief. He's already thrown Joe multiple innings today. I've lost track, honestly, because he started that game over there against the Express. He came out. I went for a walk for about an hour. I came back, and he was back in. And they'd gone through about 3 other guys in the middle of it. So that was a crazy game, a 9-8 wild one. 3 hours it took to play that one. We're not looking to duplicate that by any stretch of the imagination here in the championship game, but
Pitarona, leading off the home half of the 5th inning for the
Pitarona, good rise ball, good drop, will change speeds, and that's his game. He's not going to blow it by anybody, although he's got good pace, but he wants to surprise you with that pace, not try to just overpower you.
Yeah, he's got great variations there. He'll mix the speeds. Got that good change-up. Pitching line for Liam Potts, 4 innings, 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, 66 pitches.
Couple of big key hits. Shane Boland, 2 RBI single in that 2nd inning, and then the 2-run home run by Edgar Lopez in the 4th. Lopez also a sac fly, so he's got 3 RBIs. Shane has 2. And now they've shifted, Joe. Does that look like... a couple of defensive changes, and we don't get them up here, so we have to spot them. Try to get caught up on that for you.
Well, right now they're playing 3 infielders on the left side. Mumu's actually playing behind, right beside.
Yeah, but it's not Mumu, I don't think.
I thought it was.
No, that's Dante Matakatir who's come in. So he's technically playing second base, but then he's shifting over. Now he stays on that side of second.
I guess it all depends where they're pitching to. Which location.
Yeah, so you see all of them gather. They all collectively get the sign, and then they all retreat back to their position. Seth Gibson is in at first base as well, I'm noticing. Hard hit, but right at Cole Evans. That was smacked by Bradley Ezekiel, but a 1-hopper low to Cole Evans.
center fielder number 89, Ben Anoka.
So Remickey's out, Gibson in, Mumu out, and Matakatir in. Blake Hunter, who came on for Nick Shales. Blake singled, then was doubled off. Or doubled out, I guess, more so than doubled off. Pitarona working quickly and efficiently here. There's a meme, there's an internet meme to be made out of the way that the infield comes together and then backs out again. Gibson he's playing short right field. He's got his heels practically on the grass. You won't see it in the shot here, but Gibson just goes way back. Well, a little, not quite as far this time. That one clips Blake Hunter down on the ankle or the foot. He'll make his way out to first base on the hit by pitch.
Designated player number 28, Bruno.
John Hill, first base coach, longtime first base coach for the Chiefs. Bruno Matroni struck out, reached on a fielder's choice. And boy, Tawera Bishop is awfully quick back there behind the plate. He went way up to go get that.
Great athlete back there. Good bounce. Great anticipation of where that pitch is going.
Upstairs from Rona to Matroni. Well, sadness, Joe, the beer tent has been taken down out in right field. No longer a target. And Bishop, I don't know, maybe he pulled something over there, Joe, as he went up to go get that one, but he's laboring a little bit behind the dish. He reached for his left side, and when you saw him, he snapped out of that and went way up. Called a strike on the outside corner. Everybody retreats to their spot on the diamond, and Matroni fouls this one off at the plate. Another long at bat here by Bruno Matroni.
Pace is slowed down here.
I tell you, there's going to be a lot of people challenged by that 20-second clock in Prince Albert next week. Chopper on the infield. Over to 2. Hard sliding Blake Hunter. Make sure that that's all that they get. Dante Makea Madakatir stepped on the bag and then just stepped out of the way. But that, I'm thinking, Joe, was actually a dead ball because Bruno Matroni is wincing in pain as you see him there at the plate. And Hunter has gone back to first base, so we didn't hear the call up here. We are pretty isolated up here in the press box on the second floor on the third base side. So we'll do this one all over again. Everybody back in position. And just a little flick of the wrist as Peter Rona took something off that. Matroni wanted to make sure he didn't get caught on a called strike.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Matroni.
That's fouled on the left side. And Bruno fouls this one into the screen. We've got to be coming up on a 10-pitch at bat at least for Bruno Matroni here, Joe.
He's working him hard.
Hard shot, Cole Evans. Snap throw back to the bag, and Blake Hunter couldn't get back to the bag. He ran into a brick wall in the form of Gibson over there. Some more spectacular defense by Cole Evans. And a bit of a stare down by Blake Hunter, but Gibson wasn't having any of it.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
For the Black Sox here, the top of the 6th inning, he's been the guy that's had the number of Marco Diaz today. But
He's hitting him hard.
He's hit him hard, but they haven't really been able to put much else around for Macchia. Cooper Nicola was on base in the first when Macchia hit the home run. He's 2 for 2 with the home run and a single, but leading off here in the 6th. You'd like for him to have somebody on base when he comes up. That one to the screen, just missed the mascot. And fouled way back out of play.
I'm just doing a quick glance, Blair, over the score sheets for the previous games, and been a lot of double plays this weekend. A lot of good defense.
Got to play again. Riley Macchia doing his best Bruno Matroni imitation. Foul ball after foul ball.
Diaz with 80 pitches so far in the game.
Macchia gets into this, but Nick White now, who's out in center field, he pulls that down for the first out.
I'm out of balls.
Shane Boland is still here, so the pair of them, Ezekiel and Boland, haven't yet left for the airport, but Bradley Ezekiel may be taking the inning off defensively. Benanoka looks at one, away from the zone. Ben 1 for 2, singled. Was erased on the inning-ending double play by Tony Gonzalez back in the third.
Diaz has really slowed down his pace.
I don't know how he managed to do that, but Benanoka managed to foul one behind him. Looked almost like a cricket swing. And everybody's getting tired.
Yeah.
Marco Diaz couldn't even get the glove down low enough to catch the throwback from Biondi. It's been a long, hot weekend.
Hydration is so important in these kind of afternoons.
The games on the field, Joe, have been exciting. The length of time they take to play has been a hot topic of discussion for the last 3 weekends in a row. I don't know if there's any one good answer, but it is getting a lot of discussion.
Yes.
Called a strike on Benanoka. Thought he had worked a walk. And time at the plate by, I'm going to call him the veteran. Might be the first time I've said that about Benny, but he's in that category now. The veteran, Benanoka. It still seems like yesterday. Benanoka, a fresh-faced teenager up here with the Jarvis Travelers. MVP of, what was it, the 2011 World Tournament for the Travelers. Called strike 3, outside corner. Anoka caught looking.
5th strikeout for Diaz.
And what a difference a day makes, Joe. 15-16 last night. Just picked up the 5th here in the 6th inning today. Evans, big hard cut, fouls it straight back. And this one is drilled out to left field. One hops the fence. Bruce has got to go find it off the fence. Cole Evans will content himself with a hard-hit double. 2 down here in the 6th.
We're kind of limited on our views of the third baseline. I'm not sure if any pitchers warming up or not for Hill United.
Past a diving Hunter. Around comes Cole Evans. He'll slide in. His throw is cut off by Diaz and snapped it back to second. But Gibson in safely. Boy, he's hit the ball hard a couple of times, hasn't he, Joe?
Yes, he does. He has a lot of power, a lot of upper body strength there.
Well, he is a big lad out there and has come in fired up, too.
Left fielder number 9, Oepa.
Seth Gibson, a name to remember for the future,
Yes.
Joe. You're going to see him up here on the North American circuit next year, I am sure. Oepa Monk at the plate.
Oepa looking for his first hit of the day. 0 for 2 so far. Ground out the third baseman back in the first inning and struck out in the fourth.
Inside drop ball from Marco Diaz. Can't catch up to that one. Way upstairs.
He's looking over at the bench. Actually, just right there.
Well, Martin Gonzalez is warming up in the bullpen for the Chiefs. Swing and a miss. Sits down Owepa Monk for the second time today. The Black Sox score 1 in the 6th. Draw a little closer now, 5-3 for the Chiefs. Quentin Bruce, Tony Gonzalez, Alan Pecker, scheduled batters for Hill United in the bottom of the 6th. Joe Todd, it is the end of a long and arduous 3-4 week stretch for the Hill United Chiefs. For the New Zealand Black Sox, they are just getting started on their journey. But a lot of these guys here, Joe, have been here for the past 2-3 weeks too, including Pittarona, who's thrown a lot of ball for the Bear Creek Express, and he's going to be a guy that the Black Sox are going to lean on. Quentin Bruce and some other Canadians will get on planes to get to Saskatoon by Wednesday, because that tournament starts Thursday, we now know. Thanks to everybody, Kyle and Mike included, who sent us the schedule. We'll be tuning in. You'll be able to watch some of that on Softball Premier, from what I understand. If not, it'll be on somewhere.
Yes. I would be surprised if they're flying Tuesday even, just to get out a day early.
Well, it starts Thursday.
Yeah.
So Bruce fouls this one off down the left side. Some of these guys have to work sometime. I mean, the amount, just think about it, though. I mean, the amount of vacation that is required this year. You're off every Friday. Some guys aren't flying home until Mondays. Cam Schiller, talked to him in Mitchell. And there's no late flights to Arizona, apparently, for Cam Schiller from Toronto on Sunday night. So he was flying home Monday morning.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of connecting flights in there.
Oh, no doubt, because you can't fly anywhere direct in the U.S., it seems like. Not unless it's Chicago or Atlanta. Upstairs to Bruce. Quentin, 7 for 15, couple home runs, 4 RBIs. Robbed, as a lot of guys have been today, by Cole Evans back in the third. Walked and scored in the second. Straight back to the screen.
Great rise ball there by Aurora. Yeah, you're talking about the holidays. I guess you'd love to be self-employed or that type of thing and have your own hours.
Bruce keeps the hands back, but the weight was out front, and an easy fly ball for Benanoka. Well, if you're self-employed and you're gone for 4 weeks, those are 4 weeks you're not working.
You're not
too,
getting paid,
so
yeah. That hurts too.
The ideal career for this kind of thing, Joe Todd,
Teacher.
is to be a school teacher.
Yeah.
That's right. Jeff Lyons in that category, Brad Thompson, Jamie Simpson. Tony Gonzalez at the plate. You know, some of the Black Sox guys who have been up here, they're up here for 3-4 months, 3.5 months sometimes. Same with the guys from Argentina. That's hard in the career. That's going to get out of play on the right side. Joe, if we didn't say it already, congratulations to Sandlot from Stevens, Pennsylvania, the winners of the Tier 2 division here. 6-2 over the Waterdown Hammer.
Thank you for coming up to Canada and showing us your team.
Yeah, they've got a good little squad. And Eric Chaparro, Phil Zimmerman doing the pitching this weekend. John Paul Ferrari will join them at the ISC World Tournament. Gonzalez not thrilled about chasing that rise ball up over his head. This one down in the dirt from Rona. Softball Premier indeed is doing the pre-tournament. Thank Black Sox in the Dominican Republic. One hopper out to Maracatier. Flipped to first for second out of the inning. Joe, as always, we want to thank the Hill United Chiefs for sponsoring the streaming here this weekend. We hope everybody around the globe has enjoyed the coverage and the opportunity to join us here in Kitchener.
Thank you to the Hill family.
Pete's been here all weekend, too, with the Chiefs. Pete Hill, lead sponsor from the Hill family. Brian Hill, had a chat with Brian out in between games. And continues to come to the park despite some health challenges. Brian Porter here today. Pecker, this one, that's going to go foul on the left side out of play unless Cole Evans grows 19-foot-long arms. It wouldn't surprise me if he could. Little Inspector Gadget style.
Nice changeup.
Real good changeup from Pitterona. Alan Pecker way out in front. Joe, outstanding job as always by the Ontario umpires here this weekend. We're blessed with so many of the game's top officials. Ed Otterman, Trevor Topping putting the crew together. They had to make some last-minute changes. That one is fouled off at the dish. But every game, some phenomenal people out on the field officiating the games. I want to thank Claudio and Carol Dureste. Claudio pinch hitting last minute for Luciano Lafrano, who had to make an emergency, and I mean emergency, trip down to Columbia to get coverage for that event started there. And you can watch the WBSC U15 Girls Championship produced by Softball Premier. Pecker fouling off everything right at the plate, Joe. Just beating it into the ground here right now.
Says, I'm not going to get beat.
Nope. 2 down here, bottom of the 6th. If you're looking forward to the 7th for the Black Sox, Tawera Bishop, Reese Evans, and Dante Maracatilla will be the scheduled batters. Thomas McKeough, we'll see if he empties the bench further. Called strike 3. Pecker can't get the bat off the shoulder on that one. Pitterona dances in a little change of pace. up in the zone, freezes Alan Pecker. To the 7th we go. Outs to go potentially here in the Peter Hallman Memorial. It's been a terrific weekend. A little bit of weather on Friday night caused a couple of games to get pushed to this morning, but the organizers have done a tremendous job. Brad Thompson, Bernie Burnett, Kirk Lachenbauer, Jim Hallman at the top of that pyramid. Thank you as always for sponsoring this event and making it happen. A great field of teams here this week at the Hallman Memorial.
7 in Tier 1, 8 in Tier 2.
And we do indeed, Joe, get a pinch hitter.
Number 7, Cameron Watts.
Cameron Watts for Tawera Bishop. To Hopper, to Gonzalez, 1 down. Reese Evans down on strikes in the 2nd, ground out to Tony Gonzalez in the 5th.
Number 27, Reese Evans.
Want to say hello to our good friend Peter Labardius. We missed you here this weekend, Peter. We know that the NHL draft of utmost importance, and hopefully it was a successful draft in the future for the Calgary Flames.
We'll see you in 3 weeks, Peter.
Peter joining Joe and myself at the ISC World Tournament in Mankato. Make sure you join us for that one. Go watch the pre-tournament. Go watch the World Cup. Come back for the USA National event from Oklahoma City. But then the ISC World Tournament will be the next big culmination for the club teams. And then a bunch of select players will be off to Chengdu, China for the World Games. And I don't know what, if any, coverage we'll get of men's fast pitch from that, but hopefully there'll be something somewhere.
Yes, we hope so.
Reese Evans slugs this one out to right, but Alan Pecker takes 3 steps over to his right and pulls that one down for the 2nd out.
Marco Diaz just reached the 100-pitch mark.
Second baseman, number 8,
Dante Makia Matakatir. Last hope here for the Black Sox. Upstairs, ball 1. Joe Todd, appreciate you and I getting the opportunity to hang around once more. 3 straight weekends for us out on the road. It's been fabulous.
It's been a lot of fun.
Started in Mitchell 3 weeks ago. Hill United, that was not a good weekend for them, but they have come on like gangbusters the last 2 weeks. winning their own event in Simcoe and on the verge here. Not handing it out yet, but we're close.
Blair, you and I get a chance to recharge our batteries.
We will. We will reconnect at the airport in July 25th. Just under a month away. Well, Dante Mudicatier is not ready for this one to be over yet. He's going to round first, charge up into second, slides in safely with a 2-out double here in the top of the 7th.
You're not going to end it on my time at bat.
I hated being the last out.
Yeah.
Hated it.
No. And that's a good philosophy to have.
You see Dante sliding in safely. Came flying right out of the box, Joe. Chirkirakar Kupa Nicola, leadoff batter for the Black Sox, will get his 4th look at Marco Diaz. Singled, stole a base, and scored all the way back in the 1st. Flied out to center in the 3rd, and then down on strikes in the 5th. Just the 5 strikeouts for Marco Diaz.
Seven hits for New Zealand so far in the game. 3 runs put on the board.
Just off the outside corner, ball 1. Can hear the Chiefs bench in full throat down there. Pretty much the same pitch, the same result, 2-0 count on Cooper Nicola. Was on their U23 squad a couple of years back and getting a look here on the big team. In for a strike, make it 2-1.
Normal depth for Hill United infield. With 2 out.
Going to slap out to left. Quentin Bruce will pull that in for the final out of the inning. The Hill United Chiefs make it 2 straight tournament victories. A 5-3 final over the New Zealand Black Sox. And Joe, ironically, it's the only game of the weekend to finish in under 2 hours.
Congratulations to both teams.
Joe, we'll go down and take a quick photo at field level. I don't believe that there's a trophy presentation or anything like that. But listen, partner, thanks for being with us. And thank you, the audience, for being with us here all weekend for the Hallman Memorial. We'll turn it over to Kyle and Chris, and then we'll see everybody on the flip side starting July 26th at the ISC World Tournament. Thank you, and good afternoon.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.